Hey everyone, welcome to Bedtime Stories with Pastor Kyle and his girls. We're continuing in the Jesus Storybook Bible, and tonight's story is called The Present. The Present. See him walking up the hill there? Alright, here's how it goes. God knew that his secret rescue plan could only work if Abraham trusted him completely. God had to make sure Abraham would do whatever he asked. So a few years later, God asked Abraham to give him a present. Abraham liked giving presents to God. He gave God his animals. They were called sacrifices, and they were a way to say, I love you to God. But this time, God didn't want a lamb or a goat. God wanted Abraham to give him something more, much more. He wanted Abraham to give his son, his only son, the son he loved, Isaac. So he put his boy on the altar, and he would have to kill him as the sacrifice? How could God want him to do such a horrible thing? Abraham didn't understand, but he knew that God was his father who loved him. And so Abraham trusted God. Early the next morning, Abraham and Isaac set off. They climbed the steep, stony trail up the mountain. Isaac carried the wood on his back, and his father carried the knife and the coals for the sacrifice. Papa, Isaac said, see, there's Abraham tying Isaac down. It's just so dramatic. What's going to happen? Papa, Isaac said, we have nothing, or we have everything except we forgot the lamb for the sacrifice. God will give us the lamb, my son, Abraham said. So they built an altar and laid wood on top of it. Abraham asked his son to climb on top of the wood, and Isaac didn't understand, but he knew his father loved him. So he trusted him. He climbed on top of the altar, and Abraham tied his boy to the wood. Isaac didn't struggle or try to run away. He just lay there quietly and didn't make a sound. Everything was ready. Abraham took the knife. Tears were filling his eyes. Pain was filling up his heart. His hand was shaking. He lifted the knife high into the air and, stop, God said. Don't hurt the boy. I want him to live and not die. I know now that you love me because you would have given me your only son. Abraham felt his heart leap with joy. There's Abraham and Isaac, and they're hugging. Yeah, the goat. Right. He unbound Isaac and folded him in his arms, and great sobs shook the old man's whole body. Tears filled his eyes, and for a long time they just stayed there like that in each other's arms, the boy and his dad. Suddenly, Abraham saw a ram caught in some brambles. The sacrifice. God had given them just what they needed in time. The ram would die so Isaac didn't have to. And so Abraham sacrificed the ram instead of his son. There's Abraham and Isaac by the fire on a starry night.
Sometimes I draw the lamb getting
And as they sat there on the mountaintop, watching the embers of the fire die in the cool night air, the stars above them sparkling in the velvet sky, God helped Abraham and Isaac understand something. God wanted his people to live and not die. God wanted to rescue his people, not punish them. But they must trust him. One day, someone will be born into your family, God promised, and they will bring happiness to the whole world. God was getting ready to give the whole world a wonderful present. It would be God's way to tell his people, I love you. Many years later, another son would climb another hill, carrying wood on his back too. And just like Isaac, he would trust his father and do what his father asked. He wouldn't struggle or run away. He would become the sacrifice. Who was he? God's son, his only son, the son he loved, the Lamb of God.
Dad, I've heard about that.
Yeah, the whole Bible is one big story that points to Jesus. And that's why this one's called the Jesus Storybook Bible. Hope you guys like that story. Tomorrow night we're going to talk about the girl no one wanted. So we'll hear that story tomorrow night. Bye.